like you said, someone who's usually found guilty of sex trafficking crimes like this isn't in a facility with this few of restrictions. But you talked to the prison nurse who was fired for leaking these emails. Can you talk to us about those conversations and what exactly she said? What was her reasoning behind leaking the emails?
Yeah, she really emphasized that she didn't do this for political reasons. She said that she was raised in a conservative Republican family, and what really troubled her was again this appearance of kind of special treatment and this very unusual relationship with a warden that she felt needed to be brought to the public.
And then when you're looking at these emails, did it seem like to you that Ghislaine Maxwell knew, hey, these might one day get in the hands of a staff writer at The Atlantic and be posted for the world to see? Does it indicate to you that, because it indicated to me when I read your piece that she doesn't think she's in there forever. I mean, she joked that she could be a lawyer maybe when she gets out. I mean, talk to us about what you think, go into her head. What do you think she thinks is next?
Right. I think she is certainly holding out hope for that, and she does have those plans for the future. It was hard to tell if that was just a joke that she was making about all this legal work that she's doing and trying to get an early release, and how that sets her up for possibly some kind of late in life legal career. Who knows? Never say never. I think that it's interesting about whether she was aware that these emails could be released in some way. They're both in the emails. She is both engaged in fairly private back and forth with her family members, advising them, be low profile when you come in, dress as if you're my lawyer, don't make a big show of things. So, in a somewhat personal way, having a back and forth with them. But there's other moments in which she's pretty cryptic about the way that she refers to certain things and telling her lawyer, kind of, don't take that meeting, or I don't want to take that meeting because it's too good to be true. And she doesn't refer exactly to what she's talking about. So I think she is aware. She's a smart person. I think she's aware that that is a risk. And her family and her other interlocutors, including this lawyer of hers, do also keep her abreast of the intense public interest in her, including the paparazzi that's been stationed outside this facility and just telling her about that, and the swarm of cameras that have been following her.
And I think, I mean, I can't state it enough that the crimes that she was convicted of are heinous sex crimes against minors. And, she said in an email you're reporting that she said to her brother that she was finally on the right side of Alice in Wonderland's looking glass. I mean, it seems like she has this almost optimistic tenor, maybe because she has nothing to look forward to. But, does she realize that the optics, if President Trump pardoned her or he commuted her sentence or anything like that, I mean, aren't very good because her crimes are so heinous? Do you think she's tethered to reality in any way?
Well, I can't really speak to what's going on inside of her head. I do think that the power to and ability to kind of rationalize these things is oftentimes can be pronounced. And also, of course, an aspect of this story has been about impunity first for Jeffrey Epstein initially before the law caught up with him. And then also the way in which, even though she was associated with him for many years and known as his longtime companion, even after he was arrested for the first time, she was able still to move in polite society, be invited to fancy events, sit on fancy boards. And so I think that that kind of impunity doesn't, it may persist even after this kind of harsh punishment.
And Congressman Jamie Raskin wrote a letter to Trump. He revealed there that Ghislaine Maxwell is working on that commutation application. He also added that the federal law enforcement staff working at the camp have been waiting on Miss Maxwell hand and foot, just like you're reporting. And then he posed this question: what information is Miss Maxwell agreeing to suppress in order to receive such outlandishly favorable treatment as a federal prisoner and convicted sex offender? Based on these emails, do you have that question too?
I do, and the members of Congress have written to the president about this. Have also written to the warden and sought answers. As far as I understand, they have not received those answers. But I think that if there's an explanation for her special treatment, if it has to do with ensuring her safety, ensuring the safety of other prisoners, maintaining order at this facility, then let's air those rationales and air those answers, and then let's discuss it and let's discuss the basis for it. But as of now, I think there are grounds for suspicion about what's going on here because of the very unusual circumstances, starting with her presence at this facility that the federal guidelines, Bureau of Prison Guidelines, state is improper for the nature of her offenses.